Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, October 18th, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. The ES continues to remain within an uptrending move here over the last couple of weeks. Very nice uptrending move. It all happened off of the 200-day down here with a big rejection day. Quick push up, then a higher low off of the previous low with an outside day up. Very nice continuation here. Some inside days with breakouts. Right now we're kind of holding at the highs over the last few days. Holding just above the 29.84 halves. That's basically the previous month's close price right here. That's going to be an important level here. That was 2-day lows. It's the midpoint of the expansion day here. So if there's a failure to hold 84 half, that could open up a bit of a pullback. At the moment, everything's flowing to the upside, so even if this thing were to flow lower, there could be a failed low for a continuation higher. Overall, this market appears still poised to push a little bit higher toward recent highs. Once we get over 30.20, that's when the market has really begun to see a bit more selling pressure here. So again, we're still flowing to the upside here. Any failure to hold below 84 half could lead to a rejection that leads to a little bit more strength. Eventually we're going to have to contend with resistance perhaps above 30.20, which could lead to another turn down, at least on the near term or short term basis. Alright, let's take a look at the NQ. With the NQ, you're seeing very similar price action to the ES. This one did take out the previous session's low and is now back above that zone. It's still holding above 3-day lows, still holding above the 7800s, or 7900s rather. That's a very important zone. Very clear 3.5, 4-day range up here at these highs. One thing I mentioned before in the previous pre-market video is that price has not really found acceptance above the July FOMC key level. So we saw selling pressure here, selling pressure on that day, here, tested it briefly and pulled back, and then yesterday pulling back. So this is a zone here that this market just does not find acceptance beyond. Overall, we are in a clear uptrend, so we could certainly push through that zone and continue higher. For example, any rejection of prices below 7,900 could be a great continuation on a short-term basis. But if we break back below 7,900 and can't find or reestablish acceptance back above it, that could be indicative of another turn down back toward recent lows on this line. So right now 7,900 is going to be the most important level here, but overall this thing still has a path higher until proven otherwise. Alright, let's take a look at crude oil. Crude oil has been trending higher today. It's up about 0.9%. This one broke through 2-day highs in the previous session and now has made those prior 2-day highs support and is trending higher at the moment. The next key level above is 55. We're about 50 cents off that level. That's where we turned down here and broke and turned down there. So that's going to be an important zone here. We've seen bulls come in and defend prices below the previous month's low so far, and also below 51s. Anything below 51 has been cleanly bought and returned back up. Obviously the seasonality here continues to point downward, but any pullbacks could still be seen as selling opportunities. So we'll see how far or how high of a bounce we get on this. And if we start to reject something like, say, 55s, that could be indicative of another flush coming. So we'll continue to watch 55 as a key level in crude oil. Now taking a look at gold futures, you'll notice with gold, it's trading still around the 1490s. This one continues to be inside that range we've talked about, continues to hold above that 1465 LVN. It has really compressed this month, and this is about 3 months sideways that we've seen. The expectation is for this one to continue to be range bound. I'm not expecting a whole lot of price action. We may see a move up as high as 1520, 1525. We may see a move as low as 1460, 1465. But I would expect price to come right back toward 1500 and stay within the range until perhaps we get our next FOMC key level, which is at the end of the month. So we could be going sideways another couple of weeks here within this range, and then once that FOMC date comes and goes, we could see the next move as price likely begins to see expansion from this range. But right now we could still be range bound for another couple of weeks here unless we start to get through the 1525 or below 1465. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, happy Friday. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the trading room. Take care.